But we want to start out talking about recycling. Jay Parr, Director, if we can meet our special guest. He's a first-time visitor to Triad today. Minor Barnette is Director of the Office of Environmental Assistance and Protection and a good friend to our good friend, Lorelei Elkins of Triad Air Awareness. How are you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you. First of all, tell me what your job entails so we'll have a starting point.
In the Office of Environmental Assistance and Protection, we work to protect public health and safety in the environment of Forsyth County and the Triad area through various educational and regulatory programs to protect air quality and other aspects of the local environment.
Now, do you do any enforcement or mainly just education? Because we know there's certain environmental laws in place and some that are sensitive to new legislation coming out, but what's your role in that?
We perform both enforcement and educational activities. We apply an educational approach to our job primarily, but we do rely on enforcement when we need to get the job done to protect the
somebody's violating a burning ban or something like that, you can look into it, right?
Right.
Okay. Now let's get into recycling. How exactly does recycling help us? And I know it sounds like a stupid question, but I'll use it as an example. And pardon me for being trivial about this, but when you go in the grocery store, they'll say paper or plastic. And of course, information has come out about, plastic is a petroleum base, maybe it's not as good as we thought or whatever. Anyway, aside from that debate, how does recycling of anything, whether it's recycled paper bags or using other things, how does that help us?
Some of the most important positive impacts of recycling would include conservation of natural resources, saving our natural resources, preserving landfill space to make our landfills last longer so we get more service from them, and also saving water, energy, and reducing pollution.
So if we're to use a grocery store analogy again, if we take a paper bag and recycle it, it becomes another paper bag and another paper bag, we're spending less energy, we're not cutting down as many trees, we're not filling up the landfill. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I mean, the best option at the grocery store would be to take your own reusable cloth shopping bags so that you can use the same bags over and over.
I actually do that.
And not use any resources or have to recycle anything and just reuse them. But yes, you're right. By using paper bags that can be recycled into more paper bags or using a type of plastic bag that can be recycled into new plastic bags, that's better than an expendable
Yeah, you're right.
resource.
I mean, the cloth bags are like $2 or $1.50 or something like that. You go into Harris Teeter or some of these other stores, do that. That's a neat thing. What happens to all these things that we recycle when we see the people take off bottles and plastics and things?
They get taken to a processing center where they're separated and sorted and separated and then prepared for sale on the commodities market. Like all the plastic bottles get baled up in a big bale of plastic bottles. Same with paper, gets baled up in large bales of paper, and then they get sold to industry for reuse.
Okay. Now, is it actually, we talked about enforcement earlier, and not that I want to scare people, but maybe we should. Is it actually against the law not to recycle? When your town says we're going to leave you a recycle bin or something, we want you to recycle. Is it against the law?
In the Triad, it is not currently against the law to not recycle, but what is against the law in the state of North Carolina are to put aluminum cans, plastic bottles, and some other commodities in the landfill. So it's not necessarily the consumer that would be breaking the law by putting the things in the trash can. It would be the garbage collection and hauling entities that would be breaking the law.
Particularly private firms, if you see a private firm going into a landfill and they're dumping plastic and aluminum cans and things in there, then they're violating the law.
Correct.
Before we get away, and I want to show some websites, but before we do that, are we making any progress here in our area in terms of recycling?
I'm pleased to report we're making significant progress, especially in the last couple of years. Our recycle rates are improving and increasing, and we have a new curbside collection program coming online this year so that by September 1st, all households in the unincorporated area of Forsyth County will have access to an optional collection service for recyclables. And it'll only be $2.65 a month for collection every other week, and it's the first time this service has ever been available.
All right, so we made news today. That's good news. All right, here's the website, www.partnc.org. We thank Part, Brett McKinney, and all those good folks for helping us get the idea about this segment, and triadair.org is a good site to go to as well. So we encourage everybody to get those cloth bags at the store and recycle and do all those good things. Minor Barnette, thank you, sir.
Thank you.